Across the United States, something strange is happening. In rural counties, coastal zones, and desert stretches, government agencies and private investors are quietly purchasing land near one specific type of facility, spaceports. Not airports, not military bases, but the new gateways to the stars. And the question is, why? Why is the US government buying land near launch sites? What do they know that we don't? And what does it mean for the future of space, national security, and even the rights of ordinary Americans living nearby? To answer that, we need to understand what a spaceport is, and why they've become so valuable. Spaceports are facilities designed for launching spacecraft into orbit or beyond. They include launch pads, tracking systems, rocket assembly areas, and advanced safety infrastructure. Some are government-owned, like NASA's Kennedy Space Center in Florida or Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. But increasingly, spaceports are being operated, or built outright, by private companies. SpaceX has Boca Chica in Texas. Blue Origin operates in West Texas. Virgin Galactic uses Spaceport America in New Mexico. And new sites are being proposed in Georgia, Alabama, Alaska, Colorado, and even offshore platforms. What was once rare is now becoming common. In fact, the US currently has 13 FAA-licensed spaceports, more than any other country on Earth. And that number is growing. Why? Because space is no longer a science project. It's big business. And big strategy. Satellites, space tourism, defense, Earth observation, asteroid mining, broadband internet, these are trillion-dollar industries in the making. Controlling access to space is now a matter of economic dominance and national security. And with that, real estate near launch sites is becoming some of the most strategically valuable land in the country. So what is the government doing? In many cases, it's acquiring land adjacent to existing spaceports. Sometimes through outright purchases. Other times through federal grants, land swaps, conservation easements, or partnerships with state authorities. The official reasons vary. Some acquisitions are justified under the banner of safety buffers, creating zones that protect the public from launch accidents, falling debris, or hazardous materials. Others cite environmental protection, especially in coastal regions where launch activity threatens wildlife habitats. In some cases, the government is acting to support national security, expanding surveillance, access, and operational secrecy around strategic sites. But behind the headlines, there are deeper layers. As private companies like SpaceX and Blue Origin ramp up launch frequencies, conflicts are emerging between local communities and aerospace operations. Noise complaints, road closures, airspace restrictions, evacuations. Even property damage from sonic booms and falling debris. In Boca Chica, Texas, home to SpaceX's Starbase launch site, residents have reported feeling like they're living inside a rocket engine test facility. The FAA and other agencies have had to coordinate complex public safety procedures for every launch. That level of disruption creates political headaches and legal risk. One solution? Buy out the neighbors. Control the surrounding land. Create a buffer where nobody can sue, complain, or interfere. In effect, it's building an exclusion zone, not unlike the ones that already exist around nuclear facilities or military bases. From a logistical standpoint, it makes sense. But it also raises questions about land rights, gentrification, and who really benefits from the new space economy. Are communities being pushed out in the name of progress? Are taxpayer dollars being used to protect billion-dollar companies from legal liability? Is the government facilitating corporate expansion, or quietly taking more control of space infrastructure? Some speculate these land grabs are part of a broader militarization of space. The creation of the U.S. Space Force, the rise of hypersonic weapons, and the need for rapid response satellite launches all point toward a future where spaceports serve not just commercial but defense objectives. In that world, land near spaceports becomes a national asset, something to be secured, monitored, and controlled. Others see economic motives. Real estate near launch sites is likely to appreciate rapidly. Early investment, by the government or private proxies, could generate massive returns. Add to that the possibility of industrial zones, research campuses, supply chains, and tourism infrastructure, and suddenly, a dusty desert near a launch pad becomes prime property. There's also the tech angle. As spaceports become more autonomous and digitized, controlling the surrounding data and communication infrastructure becomes critical. Fiber lines, tracking antennas, surveillance systems. All of this requires secure, government-regulated land. And then there's the environmental paradox. Some of the land acquisitions are justified as environmental conservation, especially near coastal launch sites. While launches can be disruptive, some argue that government ownership actually protects land from commercial development, over tourism, or industrial pollution. It's a strange trade-off, rockets overhead, but turtles on the beach. So what does this all mean for the average person? It means that the space race is no longer out there. It's right here. On our shores. In our deserts. Next to our homes. And while rockets may blast into the sky, the real battles, over land, rights, money, and power, are happening on the ground. Citizens, lawmakers, and watchdog groups must pay attention. Because behind every land purchase is a strategy. Sometimes it's about safety. Sometimes it's about secrecy. Sometimes it's about shaping the future of the space economy. But always, it's about control. Control of the launch. Control of the narrative. Control of the frontier. So, the next time you hear about a quiet land deal near a launch site, ask yourself, is it just real estate? Or is it the new front line in humanity's push into space?